Welcome to the Way to Live YouTube channel, your space for spiritual clarity, inner healing, and soul transformation. Here, we go beyond surface level advice to awaken your higher consciousness and help you remember who you truly are. Today's video is inspired by a thoughtful question from one of our subscribers, Amanda Singh. She asks, I sometimes think that if I connect with my dad, that will distract him from his spiritual journey, and that we are not helping them but rather being selfish. Is that true or not? This is her question. You see, let's divide this into two different perspectives. Number one, should we connect with the departed loved ones? And number two, will they be disturbed if we make a connection? So to answer the first part, should we connect with the departed loved ones? As I always say, follow what truly inspires you. That is your priority. If you deeply feel that connecting with your dad may disturb him and you're not genuinely inspired to make that connection, then please do not. You don't need to. That's not selfish. That's being sensitive and aware. Maybe at this point, you don't need to connect with your departed loved ones. Maybe your soul is asking you to connect with your own intuition or with your spiritual guides. That's perfectly all right. That is your true path right now. So don't confuse the change of focus with lack of love. It simply means you're tuning into what your soul truly needs at this moment. Is it making sense to you? Number two, the second question answering that, your heart wants to connect with your departed loved ones and you're unsure whether that would disturb their journey. Well, not necessarily. Every family mourns the loss of their loved ones because we tend to identify them with their physical body and voice. What comes into your mind when you think of your loved ones? Their body or voice, correct? This happens because we were never taught that we are spiritual beings, not just the body and mind. In truth, we are eternal souls. Souls never die. So when a person dies, our suffering is mostly due to our inability to perceive their soul's continued existence. This leads us to grieve deeply and even wish they would return to life. Such emotional responses are very natural across all religions and all cultures. They are human emotions, perfectly understood. But does this emotional calling disturb the soul? Well, it really depends on the soul's present state of being, I would say. If the soul is still in grief, unable to accept its own death, missed its last rites, etc., or had deeply painful experiences before passing, then it might momentarily be drawn back to the emotional energy of its loved ones, but this state is only temporary. It's like being stuck in a bad dream where you cannot wake up so easily. The soul may feel confused or restless, but eventually it moves beyond the state and reaches the higher level of awareness, that is for sure. So you don't really need to worry about your loved one's state of being, whether they are at peace or not. And it begins to see everything as a part of a soul contract once it attains peace. Understanding why the death happened, what choices were made, and what lessons were learned. It's a part and parcel of the human experience for a soul. So I cannot say that all souls are disturbed, nor I can say none are. It varies. However, if you have been watching my videos regularly, you would know I always guide you to connect with your departed loved ones through love and gratitude, not sorrow and attachment. And I also encourage you to recognize that they still exist, not as a body and voice, but as pure non-physical souls with expanded awareness. I teach how to connect telepathically with them in a respectful and peaceful way. I remind you to tell them, even in meditation, that you accept their soul's decision and offer them peace and love. This kind of connection heals both you and your departed loved ones. Often when souls depart, they may try to send messages to reassure you that they still exist. If you are in a receptive and peaceful state, you may sense their presence, understand their guidance, and even receive signs. This makes them happy because you are now recognizing their soul and communicating in a higher spiritual way. That's why I always emphasize being in higher vibration. following your joy, love, peace, excitement, true inspirations, because they now exist in higher dimensions in a higher vibration. When you raise your own vibration, you become naturally compatible with their current or present higher frequency state, allowing a deeper resonance and connection. I've also said, do not insist on immediate answers or specific outcomes. Let the communication be based on unconditional love and mutual spiritual growth. This is the only kind of connection I encourage, not any other ways. I do not promote talking to spirits out of fear, grief, or desperation also, using the spirit mediums or spirit channels without respecting the soul's free will. It can disturb their journey in some way, shape, or form, and it interferes with their own spiritual path also in such cases. If you are truly excited to meet a channeler, you can do it. But if you are doing it by forcing yourself, then that is not needed. And it can also create dependency and confusion. You won't trust your natural receptivity of receiving guidance from them. You would trust the channeler. If instead you connect with them through your own inner peace, through love, respect, and remain open without demands, you become a healer for them, and in return, they become a guide for you. This leads to mutual spiritual evolution. So ask yourself, are you still emotionally stuck in the pain of separation? Do you still identify your loved ones only as body and voice? Are you looking for constant signs and feeling anxious? If so, it's time for an inner transformation. You see, you are not alone. You have never been alone. And the bonds of love do not end with death. They only grow deeper in spirit. With this, I conclude my session. So are you clear whether you can connect with them or not? If you connect with them, will they get disturbed or not? And how to connect and in what way you should not connect? Are you clear? And if you are not truly excited, you don't really need to connect with them. If you are truly inspired to connect with them, then I teach you what is the ideal state of being, the ideal mental clarity and emotional clarity through which you need to connect with them, so that you and him are, transforming each other and helping each other in a more loving way. Well, if my teaching have transformed your perspective, brought you clarity, or touched your soul and feel called to give back, you can join my channel membership as a heart-to-heart energy exchange. No perks, no tires, just a space for gratitude and contribution. You'll find the join button right next to the subscribe button. Click it and choose what feels right for you. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comment section. If you'd like to discuss your personal life challenges and gain clarity, or you need guidance, you can book a paid counseling session with me. Send me a text message to my WhatsApp number. Please avoid calling, and I will allocate a time for you. The counseling will be over the phone. So you're always loved, supported, and guided. Until next time, stay connected, stay empowered, and be blessed. Thank you for your valuable time.